Good afternoon, everyone. All my beautiful planty people. Welcome to my channel, Hooked on Houseplants. I'm Chula, and I'm so glad that you could be here with me today. And I'm so grateful that you took time out of your busy schedules to watch my videos. So thank you and welcome. Today, I'm going to be talking about plants that you will probably never see in my collection and why. Now, it's not because I dislike these plants. A lot of the plants that I'm going to talk about, they're beautiful. There's nothing wrong with them. But there's just specific reasons as to why I personally do not have these plants in my collection. Keep in mind, this is my collection, my opinion. I'm sure everyone has plants that they love and that they prefer, and then there's others that maybe not so much. So I'm going to get right on into it. The first on my list is string of whatever. String of pearls, turtles, dolphins, bananas. You get my drift. They're cute, but they're just not for me. I hear a lot of you say that certain plants spoke to you. Well, these plants have never spoken to me. Okay, they've never even whispered to me. And maybe it's because I have other plants in my collection that maybe kind of mimic the string of dolphins or pearls. And maybe that's why I really don't have a desire to get one. Like, for example, this Hoya. This is the Hoya um, Croniana Silver. This is a trailing plant. And if you saw my plant tour, and if you haven't, by the way, I'll link it below. But this is a trailing plant. I mean, she's actually, okay. This is a trailing plant. And it kind of mimics a little bit the look of certain string of plants. So this kind of, you know, satisfies my desire for a trailing plant. And I have lots of trailing plants. Here is another one that to me kind of looks like it could be a string of something. This is by Dischidia Jerry. See how she kind of looks like she kind of has that look? And then I ain't got time either for plants that want to be, I've seen some of you with strings of whatever, and they're beautiful, but they're like touching the floor. And I don't know, this is long enough for me. And I also want to mention that for a lot of us, houseplants is a hobby, it's therapy. And I don't know, for me, it's kind of like therapy. It's something that I can have that's mine. I have a busy life. I'm married, I have children, so I have a lot going on. And so plants to me are kind of like my therapy. And I have a lot of plants in my collection that are more on the difficult side. So I have enough plants that can be stressful. And so I feel like adding some of these plants that I'm about to talk about to my collection just could potentially cause more stress. And I want to be able to enjoy this hobby as much as possible. Okay, so once again, string of whatevers. That's first on my list. Next on my list is cacti. Another beautiful plants. I have nothing against cacti, but they just don't, I don't know, they just don't really do anything for me. And there's lots of beautiful varieties. And maybe one day I will get a cactus. I don't know, but I do have a succulent. This is my jade plant. And I keep this plant in my living room right in front of the window. So Miss Jade here, she gets direct light and she loves her spot. So to me, this kind of satisfies that because, she is a succulent. Um, and she doesn't poke me, so that's another benefit. But this is my jade plant. Okay. Next on the list is, and I know this is really, some of you are going to be like, what? Anthurium. Now, one thing I will say about Anthurium, because they are beautiful, so I might consider the two that I'm going to mention. The first one is the silver blush Anthurium. I just think that they're so cute. I just love the look of them. And the Villanelle. Not untold y'all about these pronunciations. Uh, I think y'all know what I'm trying to say. But the thing with Anthurium that I've noticed is that I'm the type of person that I like for my plants to look aesthetically pleasing. Like, I don't, a lot of you, it doesn't bother you, but I like to look at my plant leaves and I want to see pristine leaves. And I've noticed that with some varieties of Anthurium, there tends to be like marks on the leaves and all this going on. And I don't know, I just don't really care for that look. Also, space. Space is definitely an issue. And I know that Anthurium can get huge, they stretch out, and I just really do not have the space for it. I have so many plants that are already huge, and I just really don't have the room, to be quite honest. But like I said, there are a few. Like, I love the Veitchii. I think that's beautiful, but once it starts to get big, I just really will not have the room for it. Another thing is I don't have any grow cabinets. I don't plan on getting any grow cabinets anytime soon. I don't even have room in my home for grow cabinets. And I know some Anthurium prefer to be in grow cabinets because they need that extra humidity. So if I ever get a bigger house, if I'm ever blessed with a bigger house, then I may consider getting a couple of cabinets or whatever. But for now, space is definitely a constraint as to what size plants that I can get. So although Anthurium are beautiful, they are so regal looking, like the Queen Anthurium, just so many beautiful varieties. But like I said, I really don't have the space, and I like for my leaves to look aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so that's second on the list, Anthurium. Third on the list is Varicosum, Philodendron varicosum, and Melanochrysum. Now, y'all, I have seen some of y'all with the most beautiful specimens of varicosum and Melanochrysum. But I see a particular thread or thing that all of you tend to say is that they're difficult, that they are spider mite magnets. Let me tell you, I have enough plants in my collection that are spider mite magnets. So I need another spider mite magnet plant like I need another bill. Okay? Like I have over here, Miss Philodendron fuzzy petio over here, and an alocasia that they looking out the corner of their eye at me crazy. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Y'all both know that you're spider mite magnets. And a sister just don't have time for that. I struggle enough with spider mites, and I know that both of those, I've heard too many of you say that they are just spider mite magnets. And so that's why, even though they're beautiful plants, they just, I don't want to fool with that. Another thing is the poles. Okay, the whole mouse pole thing. Now I have a lot of my plants that are on poles, but there's only like one of them that is actually on a mouse pole. Um, that's something else that I'm not gonna fool with no mouse poles. I'm not gonna fool with keeping them moist. Kudos to you all who have mouse poles and you're able to maintain them and keep them moist. Kudos to you. I am happy that you're able to do that. But for me, I cannot. The most I'm going to do is a stake or a regular pole, and it's not going to have no moss on it. Um, I'm okay with my plants not sizing up, even though I do have some on regular poles, like my Mayo Eye. I don't know if you saw that in my plant tour. That plant is up to the ceiling, and it's just on a regular pole. So I know that it seems like varicosum, they like to be on the moss poles, and they like to have that moisture in the moss to kind of help them climb and grow. So I'm not really about that whole moss pole life. So even though those two plants, they are beautiful. I mean, they are beautiful, but I don't know. I don't want to deal with any more spider mites than I have to, because I already have some that I'm dealing with that now. So, but like I said, who's to say that in the future, I may be able to get, or I may decide to take on the challenge, but not today. So the last plant on my list is that you'll probably never see are any type of ferns. Um, it seems to me that for ferns to be like really lush, that they seem like, to me, I'm not an expert, but it just seems like they prefer higher humidity. And like I said, even though my plants are out here on my patio, they get humidity. As a matter of fact, the humidity out here right now is 81, but it fluctuates. It's always going up and down, up and down. So it seems like ferns, they like to have a consistent um, level of humidity that I don't know if I can provide that. And so then you have the crisping leaves, which goes back to the aesthetically pleasing part of it. Now, I know, y'all, that certain things with plants we're not going to be able to control, like crisping leaves. Like I have some calathea that can be crispy. This is this is the Rosio Picta. She has some crisping leaves. And a lot of times I just cut them off, or cut off the bits that are crispy. But y'all, I don't know. I don't like my plants looking like some crispy fried chicken. And I know ferns, if you don't give them enough water and humidity, it just seems like they're going to crisp up on you. So I'm not trying to deal with that. My calathea give me enough drama with the crisping. So once again, you all, these are just plants, like I said, that I probably will never have in my collection. They're all beautiful plants. But for me, like I mentioned in the beginning, I want this hobby to be as stress-free as possible. I know I'm going to have pests. I know I'm going to have problems. But certain plants just seem to call or draw more problems than others. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to, in the comments below, let me know some plants that you do not have in your collection and why, or the plants that you feel are more troublesome than others. I would love to know which ones those are. And please, since you are here, please like and subscribe. My channel is new, and I would so greatly appreciate all the support that I can get. My next video will probably be in either my alocasia collection or my begonia collection. So make sure you join me back for those. Once again, thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate it. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. And if you're not having a wonderful day already, I hope your day gets better after seeing this video. So take care, you all. See you later. Hooked on Houseplants. Bye.